Yes, we are live. We are live on Let's Think Podcast. I'm your host, Brother Seven Islam Male. I like to rise, giving all thanks and perfect praises unto Allah. Highest honor to His holy prophet. Honor to the forerunner Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Honor to the Most High People of America. All honor to all leadership, past, present, and future. Honor to my leadership, Brother L. Portisel and Sister M. Portisel. I like to say honors to all who are participating in the comprehensive program of uplifting for all humanity. I'd also like to say honors to our guest brother, my brother, Zion Lexx, and honors to the listening audience. We're back. We're back. We're back. I apologize. Hey, y'all know how life do. Life can get the life. So, but we back. We're in the building. Um, First and foremost, let's get with the guests. Hi, I know the listening audience want to know how you doing, brother. Let the family know how you doing, brother.
I'm doing well, man. Moving, shaking, making things happen. Working on a lot of things behind the scene. First and foremost, giving all honor, all praise to the Father in heaven. The power of our ancient forefathers and our ancestors. We say the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. We say that He is the true and the living God, even the Most High God. We say that He's our Creator, our owner, and our possessor, and to Him belongs the life of all worlds. On that note, man, I'm a messenger, man, and I consider myself a servant. And I believe that we're all that in potential. My journey began at a very young age, age 14, in the Israelite community and awakening. And I'm just a couple of months shy in November of, may it be His will, turning 47 years of age.
Praise
You
Allah.
know, all praises. So I've been in this for quite some time. And as a result, it has shaped and molded me, whether I liked it or not, into more of what the Creator created, molded, and designed me for. And I'm thankful, and I consider myself blessed. I'm the head of an online academy entitled Learn Torah Hebrew Academy. I'm a published author. I'm a public lecturer and speaker. I do museum tours, of which I have a museum tour coming up in about 2 weeks at the Met Museum. Yeah, so I've been busy behind the scene doing many things, man, but I'm always appreciative to join with like-minded brothers to have powerful dialogue. So hence I'm here.
Absolutely, man. We definitely thank you for even considering our platform because I definitely see the work that you put in. Um, I've been watching, man. I see you got the Learn Hebrew Academy popping real hard. I need to get in there and learn Hebrew to let you know. We're gonna have to link up on that. I'm gonna put myself in position. Um, and you got how many books have you written, brother?
So I've written now a total of 8 books.
Eight. Whoa.
8 books, man, 8 books. Not long books. I think my longest book is about 120 pages. We live in an era where people lack the capacity to lock in. You know,
Uh-huh.
just imagine right now. Sometimes you might have a guest on, and if you look real close, your guest look like he's looking at a whole nother monitor. He might be on Instagram. People find it live during the interview. So people find it hard to lock in today. So as a result, I said to myself, while I would love to do what most scholars enjoy doing, which is writing a 300 plus volume book, to me, that's not a reality in 2026. It's not a reality in the world that we live in today because there's so many things that we are simultaneously connected to and multitasking that continually robs and takes you away from the moment that to me it's best to consolidate your thoughts into a more compact and smaller work. So I aim at getting most of my books at just above 100 pages.
Mm, mm. That's great work because you're right. You're right because especially in this world, this era right now where we're in the TikTok era, the short clip video era, where nobody really has it, has the capacity to really exercise what we would know as attention span and
Yeah.
concentration. You know what I mean? So I understand perfectly, bro, and that's a great method to still. And you're so meticulous with how you deliver information. It doesn't really take you don't have to be long winded in how you deal with it. I want to ask you a question. Okay, I know that you speak Hebrew fluently, and you also speak Metaneta, don't you? You learned the Metaneta language.
So I don't speak Hebrew
Yeah, yeah.
fluently. That's an altogether different skill set. I
Okay.
do have conversational Hebrew pretty much down pat, but I wouldn't dare to venture to say I speak Hebrew fluently.
Okay.
So I teach biblical Hebrew, which is the
Okay.
ability to read the biblical Hebrew text and ancient biblical Hebrew manuscripts.
Mm.
Modern Hebrew, which is the Hebrew employed in everyday speech, that's an altogether different beast.
Okay.
So modern Hebrew is a little bit more complex because it involves concepts and ideas that you don't encounter in the biblical text, and that's simply because of innovation in society and culture. Like there's no word for airplane, car, television. So when we're
Okay.
dialoguing every day, you're gonna be talking about Netflix. I don't know how to say Netflix in Hebrew. Right? I could tell you how to say in the beginning. I could tell you Moses, right? But I can't tell you, yo, you got to lock in for season 4, episode 5 on that. I can't do all that, right? So, but the beautiful thing about that is the people who do speak Hebrew fluently and were even raised in the land of Israel, they take my Hebrew classes because
Okay.
again, it's a different skill set. So you might have been born speaking Hebrew as your first language, but you're absolutely going to find it very challenging to read the Bible in Hebrew because it's a different reality. It's a different social stratosphere. So that's the complexities of language. Most people who are able to both read and speak languages are people who are living religiously under that language as well as practicing everyday speech. So, for instance, if you're a Muslim and you live in Iran, you can speak Arabic fluently, you can read the Quran fluently. But if you're a Muslim born in America, more than likely you could read the Quran, but you can't speak Arabic fluently, or you could speak Arabic fluently because it's spoken in the home, but you find it challenging to read the Quran. So that's just some of the complexities of language.
Mm. Mm. And that's definitely understandable. Who was that we got right there? Who was that? Mulattoism? Yes, yes. We possibly will get a drop the link here a little later. Um, so Zion, the question and the dialogue at hand is the significance of Yeshua or Jesus, as other people may know him. The significance of his birth, his life, his mission, in in the context of our spirit, the importance of his life, work, and teachings in our spiritual development as a whole.
The first thing
Um,
that I oh,
go
okay,
ahead,
go ahead.
go ahead, brother. Go
No,
ahead.
no, you didn't even say a question yet, so I'm just going ahead. My apologies. As a
Oh,
teacher, I'm already ready. So
you
my
already in go
apologies.
mode. um, I watched you over the years. I've been watching. I've been following your channel. I've been following, your teachings for some years now. And I remember at one point I'm never gonna say I can't speak as to far what you actually at that point in time actually how you actually saw this or perceived, Jesus or Yeshua's significance in the role, but I didn't see you speak about him as much as you do in these days and times. So it became very interesting to me because me being a Moorish American Muslim, Jesus plays a very significant role in our faith tradition. So when I started to see you deal with that subject matter, it made me tune in. And you have, and I've watched you, and you've done a great job. First and foremost, you've done a great job in in demonstrating some measures. And I know that is very controversial amongst certain Hebrews, because don't you, if I'm saying it correctly, you have messianic, and then you have Torah based.
Yes, that is a fact. But before I go in, I just want to make mention. I'm not sure if it's you or the other host, but there's like a television coming through.
Oh, my apologies. That's probably me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
want to.
apologize. Let me
That's all right.
get that.
That's all right. There we go.
Yes.
That's clearer. That's clearer. So what would you say again? My apologies.
Um. So, in the Hebrew faith tradition, y'all have messianic, and then you have those who are straight strictly
Right.
Torah based, right?
Right.
Okay.
So if I could describe that,
Yes, sir.
I would say that that's a problematic designation.
Mm.
Full circle, full stop, because every Israelite is messianic. We just differ on the identity of said Messiah.
All right.
So every Jew is messianic, but
Mm.
not every Jew agrees as to who the Messiah is, whether he has come already, and whether he is someone that we know by the name of Yeshua. And so I was raised in the Old Testament community, so to speak, where we rejected the messiahship of Jesus or Yeshua, but we absolutely look forward to the coming of a future redeemer or messiah. So we don't reject the idea of a messiah, the coming of a messiah. The Old Testament community and even the Jewish community just reject the idea that Jesus was the fulfillment of that and that he had already came. So that's the dividing line. However, where we all meet, where we all unite, is we all believe that there is a Messiah. You have some believe that he came already in the person of Yeshua, and you have some believe that he has not come already.
Mm.
Right. So yeah, so the term messianic would denote someone that believes in the Messiah, and the term non-messianic would denote someone who does not believe in the Messiah. And what I'm suggesting in this moment is the latter term is null and void. Every Jew, every Israelite is a messianic in faith.
Boom! I need to get the bombs. I need to get the bombs. I've been tripping on that too. I need to get the bombs. That's and I never heard. I'm glad I asked that question because you made it very clear for me because I never looked at it that way. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say that I wasn't knowledgeable as to the fact that both had a messianic perspective, but the way you just put it was very profound. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate that correction. Um, so now I'm gonna let you go in because oh my, I think everyone here knows you. I think everyone, if you don't know who Zion Lexx is, please, type a 7 in the chat or something, and because he's finna go in, he is finna go in. I already know it. This is one of his subject matters. He's so meticulous with the Bible and the Scripture that I know we're gonna enjoy this one. So, let's go. What? Let me just ask the question. I'm gonna ask it straight up. How important and or is Yeshua important in our spiritual development?
Irreconcilably important,
Mm.
unequivocally important, emphatically important. Dare I say, without the walk, the journey, and the life mission, we would not truly know what it is to fulfill our divine purpose and mission. You see, the thing that Yeshua comes to do is to go beyond what some may call the letter of the law and speak towards what we would call the spirit of the law.
Mm.
This does not in any way diminish the message and purpose of Moses and the earlier biblical Israelites, but it certainly still manifests this notion, idea that what Yeshua did, what he came to do essentially, is not to change the law, is not to um, take that which was once and replace it with something different, but instead he showed us how to go into the core essence of the law. So the first thing that I would speak on is the knowledge of self, knowing self. What Yeshua primarily came to do is to show us that the divine that we seek lives right inside of us. And that's the highest revelation that anyone, no matter where you are in the universe, will ever come to. This notion and idea that the divine that we stretch out our arms towards, this is all symbolic. Because when we pray, it's inward. You're talking to the divine that manifests within you. Everyone that is said to be a prophet, no matter where they may be found in religion or spirituality, where was their communion? Was it distal or was it external? They all communicated with the divine from within. So the greatest revelation, maybe even in perhaps the greatest secret and mystery, is that the divine that we seek lies right within. So how is that hidden? How is that masked? Your actions, your deeds. The things you do can veil the presence of the divine. Or the things that you do can reveal the presence of the divine with you, but it's all up to you. And so you see a man of character, a woman of merit and character. Once we awaken what I would call the divine within, we've awakened to what I would call our true purpose, aim, and goal, which is the realization that we are part of that which we refer to when we speak of the divine. We go through language, and in the Hebrew Bible, we will say Elohim. We may drift to singular terms, El, a more not so common singular term, Elah, right in the Hebrew scriptures. By the time of Yeshua, when everyone is speaking Aramaic, which is essentially what we would call, what scholars call the lingua franca of the first century Common Era, the language everyone predominantly speaks as Jews or as Israelites is Aramaic. And the way you say God in Aramaic is Allah, which is interesting because when you, I don't come to tiptoe through the tulips now.
You would have them something like, whoa, wait a minute, Zion. No, wait, whoa.
Don't give him the truth like that, man.
Whoa. Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. So what I'm saying now is we may have different names and different titles for who the divine is. And that might be because each of us is capturing a different aspect of the divine. So from the Hebrew perspective, we have several titles for the divine. From the Muslim perspective, there are at least 99 different names and titles for the divine, right? But we all are in agreement that the divine cannot be measured. The divine is above any thought we could conceive of. He is utterly removed from the highest thought we have. So the greatest that we can do is speak towards the way in which the divine interacts with us from within, right? And again, that is best manifest through our own actions. So sometimes you wonder, how is it that certain people groups in the world are so far removed from divinity and spirituality? Now, I'm not going to talk about the pale man, and I'm not going to talk about Western culture, but a hint to the wise is certainly sufficient, and I already dropped the gem in the last 15 seconds. And I'm saying now that it may be that Western society and culture finds it challenging to accept the idea, the true idea of a divine, because we know it is the West that has given us what we refer to today as atheism. You don't find atheism in melanated cultures throughout the world. You do not find it in what we would call the first world, the ancient world. Absolutely. There's no concept of atheism there, right? So where does that come from? Why is it that Western culture is so far removed from the true essence and idea of spirituality? It goes back to what I just said. When your actions are on par with morality, ethics, and an awareness of the divine within you, then you manifest and essentially unveil the presence of the divine within you and within the world. And because many of them and their ancestors have not had those actions, they find it challenging to see the idea of a divine. And so the message then of Yeshua now, because when you really get into the doctrine of what some may call the Gospels, the message of Yeshua now was, yes, he had his message for the Jews and he had his message for the Israelite, but he also spoke of how he would reach out and touch, so to speak, the nations of the world. There is an emphasis in a measure of his speech that's specifically geared towards them. Why is that? Well, he's in full awareness that they're the ones that are the most challenged and perplexed with the very idea of God. Going back to the fact that it is your righteous merit and your righteous actions that manifest the presence of the divine within. And when you are void of righteous actions and morality, you have no real foundational understanding or perception of the divine, full stop.
That's powerful.
Yeah, that's powerful.
That's powerful.
Whoa.
That's powerful.
And in a nutshell, that is, what we were saying, the more Science Temple of America. If one would know, he must be what he knows.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And even in the Quran of Mecca, it teaches one that, who do you say that you believe and think that you won't be tested? So there's so many things that are going to come and be presented to us in life that will test the character of the man.
That's right.
Of the man, the principalities of the man, or woman, But when I say man in that sense, I'm speaking about male and female. However, I find that to be very interesting that you said even in the ancient world there is no concept of atheism. You know what? I've never, I know that to be true, but I've never thought of it that way. That is very profound. So that would mean that atheism is a very new idea.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Man.
And then consider the saying of the proverbial master himself. That which is that which shall be. That which has been done is that which shall be done. And there was nothing, absolutely nothing new under the sun. So if atheism is a new idea and there is nothing new under the sun, then that means, and I might be pushing the envelope on this one, that means the proponents of atheism do not even belong to the ancient world. And we may have to investigate that a bit further. And I'm going to leave that at that for now. I'm going to leave that at that for now. But I want to be clear in that latter statement because I also understand the nature of algorithm. And I don't want people to think that I have an ideology that doesn't consider all facets of humanity. So I simply reset to now say this. It's the job of those who are the custodians of divine law to teach all of humanity the awareness for the divine within. And it just so happens that the main ones in need of that is Western society.
100%.
And so what a lot of us don't realize is that the struggle that we endure, that we have gone through and are continuing to go through in this country, in these lands, in the West, even as some may say, behind enemy lines, there might actually be what some would call a blessing in disguise. And what I mean by that is there's an idea in Hebraic oral tradition that everywhere that the children of Israel has gone into by means of exile or captivity, two main things happened. They gave and they received. And because I'm from New York, I got to say pause. I don't come to tiptoe through the tulips. And one thing about Zion Lexx, it's going to be edutainment. All right. So we came, pause, to both give and receive, which is essentially saying we came to learn and we came to teach. With every subsequent exile and captivity that the children of Israel have ever been carried away to, two things occurred predominantly. We learned and we taught. We gave and we received. So the question, remains not so much what have we received from me, but the question remains, what are we teaching the world? You see, history, our history, right here in the shores, the lands of North America, have taught us that everything we do, the world desires to learn.
Yes.
We teach the world. Some people a little younger than us, again, I'm 46 years old. I'll be 47 in a couple of months. But people may forget that in the 60s and 70s, people wouldn't be caught dead outside with jeans on. It wasn't until we put on jeans that jeans became fly. Jeans was the uniform of poor people. We make everything fly, good, and okay to do.
Facts.
The problem is, brothers and sisters, what are we currently teaching the world to be fly and good at doing?
Everything that harms, dear brother.
That's right. There's no doubt that we have influence. The world is a testimony to that fact. But the way in which we are currently influencing the world is not reflective of our greater potential.
Whoa, that's an amazing statement. Yeah.
So on that note, I'll say that the first foundational principle of the message and journey of Yeshua is knowledge of and awareness of one's divine identity. Sometimes when we speak like that, people misconstrue and misunderstand. Are you saying you're God, Zion? Yea and nay. Yes and no. Of course I'm God. I didn't say it, he said it. I said ye are gods. But I am not the God. You see, you can take a rock and you can hew or remove it from a mountain. The rock is a part of the mountain, but the rock is not the mountain. It's an aspect of it. It's a part of it. In that sense, I am an aspect of the divine because I am of the divine, yet I am not the divine. Make sense?
A lot of sense.
A whole lot of sense. So until we start realizing that we are aspects of the divine and the sum total of us reflect the divine nature and will, well, then we're going to continue to be lost. We're going to continue to mirror those things that are non-reflective of, again, our purpose, our aim, and our goal. And I think that the more that we come together in settings like this, Let's Think podcasts, the more that we have righteous and honorable discourse, not for the sake of I'm right, brother, and you're wrong. My doctrine is a little closer, yours is a little further, but for the sake of the awareness that every single one of us are all simultaneously aspects of the divine. And the greater message in loving your neighbor as you love yourself is to realize that your neighbor is yourself. And so when we encounter people and we feel like we got drama, I don't like this person and they did this, and I don't like this person, they did that. One of the greatest ironies of the universe is that the people we find challenging, the people who we meet and encounter and have confrontation with, do you know that on a much deeper level and spiritual scale, they are a reflection of the challenges within us that we need to work out? But nobody considers that because of ego and material separation. It's always someone else that's the problem. The reality is every single conflict you will externally encounter is reflective of an internal conflict within you. that the universe graciously brings before you physically so you can duel with it in order to harmonize that which is within you. Nobody's understanding that. And that's why we're caught in the sauce doing what we're doing right now.
You speaking dead to me with that one, because I definitely just learned that lesson myself, and coming to grips with a lot of things that you're talking about. And the Most High will put those things in your face for you to deal with.
Oftentimes, especially with racially motivated events and world news, oftentimes we pit one against the other. Brother against sister, man against woman, black against white. All of that is external. All of that represents a veil. None of that is reflective of truth. Why? We're looking at color and really saying to ourselves, there's no origin, there's no connection. We're looking at tribal differentiation and saying, yeah, you do that over there, but we do that over here. Not realizing that every single aspect and facet of humanity, no matter what color, no matter hue, is all reflective of one of many attributes of the divine. And it's up to us not only to connect with, but harmonize all of those attributes. Instead of fixating on that's black, that's white, I'm black, you're white, colors, which, I mean, I know I'm on Let's Think podcast, so I know we more higher vibrational than that. In the ancient world, nobody identified themselves by going through a crayon box.
Right.
You know, what differentiates tribe and what differentiates people is the way we think. Because the only thing that differentiates you, brother from sister, man from woman, is the actions that you manifest in the world, which are ultimately based on your speech and your thoughts. You know, one thing I don't want to say force feed as much as I want to say continue to speak, is that with all things, there's an order: thought, speech, action. First you think it, then you speak it, then you do it. So rectifying actions begin with guarding your mouth. Going back to the words of Yeshua, it's that which issues from the man of a mouth that renders him unclean. Because before actions manifest in the external physical world, they begin as verbalization of thoughts we entertain daily. How long will you look at someone's wife before you start to whisper or talk some sweet words to that man's wife? Until eventually your hand get lost and you might tap her somewhere that'll get you knocked out. So in guarding, in shielding ourselves, it begins with guarding those things that we have full stop control of. Your speech, your thoughts. If you correct sin where it begins, thought and speech, it could never manifest into action. Never manifest into action. But the problem is, in order to stop sin full throttle at thought and speech, a manual of what sin is from what sin is not is needed. You know, some of us really do believe that right from wrong is something we all know coming from the womb. And I want to say that to an extent, absolutely. I don't think a room of third graders need to be told that somebody's girl is not your girl and somebody's wife is not your wife. I think we know certain basic things. So when it comes to civic law, the way a society deals one with another, I do believe those things are innate, and we emerge from the womb with that. However, the ability to reach out and connect with the divine, that's not something that is immediately apparent from the womb. And this is why teachers of righteousness are necessary. This is why prophets of renowned character walk the earth. Because those are the things that we did not leave the womb with, the ability to truly apprehend the divine. Those are things that have to be taught. And I think that the more receptive we are in thought and speech and even action, the greater our capacity to come closer to that.
Brother, man, it sounds like you've been reading out circumcising Quran.
Listen, you know, the sweetest part about knowledge and truth is that if it is such, then it should always connect.
Oh.
This is why I can go into any room, any circle, and have a peaceful discourse. You see, at the level of wisdom, all men are equal. And at the level of ignorance, there's distinction. You know, a wise sage spoken of in the Hebraic oral tradition is known as saying, in asking a question, who is wise? And he answers the question, he who is able and apt to learn from all men. All men? All men. The poor man? The poor man. The wicked man? The wicked man. No, I can't learn from the wicked man. Yes, you can. What can I learn? Not to be like him.
Facts.
His life journey is a roadmap and sign before you of what not to do. When you go outside and you see signs, they either tell you what to do or what not to do. We're so fickle in our understanding that we don't realize that every single person we encounter, good, bad, or ugly, is a roadmap or sign towards what we should do or what we shouldn't do. Therefore, who is wise? He who is apt and able to learn from every man. So in the presence of every man, I'm a student. First, because I know that there's a message that you have for me. And in thinking like that, you're awakening the divine within you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what they say, brother? You speaking to my soul.
Yes, sir. Hey, brother, we got a question in the chat, and I think this is a very great question in light of what we're speaking about, and especially who we're speaking about because of his story. And this is a question from my brother Orlando Bay. He asks, is suffering real? Especially, and I'm asking this question, and I hope that I'm bringing this question across in the same light that he's asking it. Is that we see in the story of Yeshua, we see the story of suffering. You know, how significant, or would you say, suffering is in the grand scheme of spiritual development?
Excellent question. And I'm going to attempt to address it with an analogy. When I hear suffering, I hear challenge. And in hearing that, I also hear growth. Absolutely. There is no growth without challenge. Therefore, there is no spiritual growth without any aspect of suffering. We have the wrong idea coming to wealth, whatever that may look like, and resources, whatever that may look like, and then beginning to spoon feed our children. That's wrong. People of wealth with wisdom look at their children and say, you got to get it like how I got it, because that's how you're going to keep it. You have to learn and adopt the trial, the challenge, the tribulation, the suffering that I endured in order to amass said wealth and resource. Now, by analogy, I would say, consider a blade of grass. Consider a tree. As a blade of grass, how does it emerge from the soil? Well, we know the soil has to be saturated with water in order for it to become nourished, sustained, and cultivated. We also know it requires the light of the sun. But there's two opposing forces happening, and let me explain why this becomes a challenge and then why this becomes necessary for growth. Water saturates and causes things to do what? To become dense. In becoming dense, what happens? That thing is weighed down. So every time you are watering the grass, every time said blade of grass receives water, it's becoming weightier, it's becoming denser, it's actually losing what I would call forward growth, right? On that note, I will say, what is the sun doing? The sun is not only changing the dexterity in the environment, the chemistry in the environment, but it's actually helping to nourish that plant, flora or fauna, allowing it to exist. And its power, the sun's power, is allowing something conversely to occur. While the water is making that blade of grass dense, the sun is causing it to emerge. So there's an oscillation now. The water is making it fall down. The sun is making it emerge. What eventually wins? The sun. What is the sun reflective of? Light. But what is still needed in your journey? Water. What is water? Wisdom. In your life, the challenges that we go through are in order for us to attain light. In order for us to attain light, we must be challenged. Some of those challenges, if not most of them, will weigh us down, will make us think like there's no hope. But if you stay the course, if you be firm, if you stand strong, if you do what our ancestors say, you gird your loins, then you can emerge and grow. And so I say in this moment that the paradigm for not only revelation, but in this moment, growth is that one must suffer. One must go through challenge. And I would like to think that one of the greatest examples in nature, our ancestors looked at patterns in nature, observed objects and things in nature, and were able to orchestrate, understand, and articulate the universe. Every alphabet in the world produced by our ancestors is as a result of that skill set. Having said that now, oh man, the Grand Master done threw me off. Much raised, brother. Shalom and salam to you, brother. Islam.
I saw y'all was cooking with my brother, man. I had to pop on, man.
Huge honors to you, brother.
Likewise, bro.
Huge honors to you, man.
I love the work you're doing, man. You're doing amazing,
monstrous work,
bro.
Greatly appreciated, man. And I want to say, we are all doing amazing work. Sometimes through loss of interaction, being in Rochester, Syracuse, being in New York or North Carolina, having my internet on or your internet off, we may lose sight of the footing and ground that all of us are taking, but the universe ultimately always brings us back together to show us that the work is all connected. We just have to get up each day and move within that direction in order to be accounted for and call. So I know the moment just became more spectacular. And so I'm really ready for the round table to start.
Man, listen, I came here to eat, bro. My plate, listen, I came here to eat. So All right. So again, I'll say on the notion of suffering veils one of the greatest mysteries in the world. And the greatest examples of that we can find in nature. It is not until the suffering and subsequent death of the caterpillar that we see the metamorphosis and revelation of the butterfly. Come on.
Sometimes in order to truly live, fulfill, and become beautiful in your calling, you must suffer and even die. Man. There is no people group in the world more reflective of that than the ones you're looking at on the screen right now.
Bro, hold on. Can I pause you for a second? Yo, I got like goosebumps on my forehead right now.
y'all know what he's talking about. I'm gonna, brother Zion Lexx, I'm gonna say it in a language that members of the students of Prophet Drali can understand.
Mm-hmm.
He is literally giving you all the holy ministry in death.
Literally.
He's literally giving the holy ministry in death. Many of us as students of the prophet, when we say black coincidence means death and we're not Negro, black, colored, Ethiopian, we go too far with it. And I don't care if anybody, I don't care who gets mad at me for saying it. We go too far with it. We begin to demonize the word black and we turn it into something spooky and superstitious. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Prophet Drali did say there's a holy ministry in death, but our brother Zion Lexx just explained it. Well, he said black coincidence means death, but he also said there's a holy ministry in death. He also said that death's not an enemy, but a friend. Mm-hmm. You hear what our brother just said?
Yes, sir. And I also hear him saying, when he's speaking on the subject of suffering, I'm also hearing chapter 1. That a soldier,
without a foe, a soldier never knows his strength. Come on. You know what else I hear? Watch this. There's a podcast called I've Had It. These two European women, and I love the podcast. It's social commentary on geopolitics. I love it. These European women, they do their thing. But in a couple of them, they've openly said, especially with the whole ICE killings in Minnesota, they said, look, you know what white America is feeling right now? She said at first people were saying, why aren't your people coming out and protesting in the streets or whatever? And then she said, nah, y'all need to sit this out. Matter of fact, y'all been telling us for decades what we're experiencing now. We are now experiencing Jim Crow. In other words, we're experiencing our own niggerdom right now. America is. Who is leading the pack? We don't know nothing else. For us, it's any given Tuesday. You see what I'm saying? She said, we need to seek your wisdom. Y'all don't know nothing else. To us, this is brand new, man. This is crazy. Mm-hmm. America is going through their alchemical stage of negredo. We don't know nothing else.
Come on.
See? Cool. Yo, I came not only at the right show, but at the right time. keep cooking, bro.
Because the dialogue is a subject matter that I know both of y'all can tackle very well. The subject matter is the spiritual significance and the importance of Yeshua or Jesus in our spiritual development. Because, and the reason why I want to bring this out is because I don't know if people understand that Jesus is the most talked about person in the world.
Period.
Bar none.
Period.
There is
I want a little smoke when I say one of, if not the most, attested historical figure.
Come on, brother.
There are more contemporary writings. There are more artifacts in association with. There are more witness discourse on a single man in the name of Yeshua than any person in the world.
Come on now. You'll hear that?
I want to add this. As great as the biblical patriarchs and matriarchs are, with respect to Abraham and with respect to Moses and all honors to all of those great men and women as well, Sarah, Raquel, Mary, Miriam, right?
Yes.
The Bible is not a bestseller because of them.
Woo.
The Bible is a bestseller on everybody's bookshelf because of the walk and life journey of Yeshua.
Woo.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. Brother. Like what they say, big fact.
Like you could twist a Snapple bottle, look at the back, and see it right there. That's a Snapple fact.
That's a Snapple fact. Know what I'm saying? You know, and so what's for me, and again, like I said, I came in at the perfect time and the perfect show. with the perfect host and the perfect guests.
Yes, sir.
It's the why that's so important, right?
Why
It's
would
the
Jesus say
why. You know, we've talked about this before. Carl Jung in the West. Of course, our forefathers did this millennia before Carl Jung, but Carl Jung stumbled upon what he called archetypal psychology. In other words, he recognized through his own personal shadow work that there are archetypes or patterns in the deepest recesses of his psyche that are not of his making. You see what I'm saying? And so, what is one of the...
a little bit. Before you go, explain that a little bit.
Sure. Archetypes mean patterns. And we can look at patterns in archetypes in the human psyche as like programs operating behind the screen that you don't see on the screen of your computer. You don't see them, but they're operating.
Like windows open in the background.
Yes, or like a virus. You see what I'm saying? So, and again, you're not even aware when you open up your computer. You're not aware of over half the programs running.
You're right.
Okay, but they still affect your computer.
Right.
It's the same with the human psyche. So what's one of the biggest patterns in the human psyche, no matter what religious or faith tradition you're a part of? What happens to me when I die? The Jesus narrative, the Jesus mythos, not only gives an answer to that question, but it gives you the next step in human evolution. So whoever controls that narrative controls humanity at the deepest levels of the human psyche. This is why whoever controls the narrative of Jesus controls the world.
Come on.
Man.
See that?
The idea of dying so that I can live is built into the very chemistry of the human body. Every atom, every cell in your body, every thought firing in your brain right now. I mean, we could go into the science. This idea of dying so that one can live is one of the greatest mysteries of the world, bar none. And it's encapsulated again in the life journey of Yeshua.
Yo, you hear what he just said? Do you understand that's the reason we're called black today?
Come on.
This is because we died so that the present worldview can
Come
live
on.
a little bit. But what did he just say? Something dies so something can live. That which is dead don't stay dead.
Come on.
Life springs forth from death.
That's right.
You know what that makes us, if we were to look at it from a holistic world community perspective? Our people here in America are the Jesus in the process of being resurrected.
Come on. Come on. You gotta remove the shell in order to see and harvest the fruit.
Come on, brother.
And so again, this pattern, this ideology, if properly acted upon, can help us to be successful in every endeavor that we ever attain to in life.
Yes, sir.
Right? This idea of suffering. You see, we're taught to avoid suffering. We're taught suffering is something bad. In whose book? In whose book? I can go to the mountains of Tibet right now. I can go to the hills of Ethiopia right now.
Yes, sir.
I can go into ancient texts right now and
sir.
show you that they all correlate and orchestrate one idea. Through suffering and death, one lives. Scholars today identify the Pert M. Heru as not simply a document and narrative for the preparation of the dead, but a document and narrative for the preparation on how to truly live.
On how to truly live, brother.
Whoa.
How to truly live. To be liberated from carnality while in the flesh.
That's right. That's right.
I want to check something with my brother because, of course, he's an expert on Hebrewisms and the language. To something that he just said regarding suffering and death and how we've been taught backwards. The famed Kabbalist Carlos Suarez, in his book Cipher of Genesis, goes back to the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Come on.
And he says the word translated into good and the word translated into evil, respectively, Tov and Ra.
Come on.
Now, on a simple level, it might be true, but on a deeper level, this is how the translators characterized good and bad. They characterized good as to keep stagnant, to keep still.
Come on.
They characterize evil as that which just stirs up and causes motion. So, stillness is akin to what? Ignorance and stagnation.
Come on.
To stir up and to agitate causes motion. That causes what? Thinking.
Come on. Even in science, anything void of motion is on its way to death.
You got it, brother.
One of the first
they taught
things,
us backwards. That's why this
backwards.
story scares the bejesus out of us.
Backwards. And to show you what becomes an entrance into life. If stillness initiates the process of death, which ultimately initiates the process of birth and renewal, sit still and know that I am God.
Woo! Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
We don't realize that all of these ideas we encounter in said holy books are all metaphors and are all spiritual patterns. And
we say in our literature, Allah speaks to man in a still small voice, and he who hears is still.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Yo.
I'm intrigued by any and every dialogue that will take us into the journey of understanding the uniqueness, the perplexity, and maybe even the differences between what people will call what you said earlier, good and evil.
Yes, sir.
You know, there's a funny comment in the chat right now that made me smirk. I see Mary had a little lamb. Even as I had some curry goat earlier today. Shout out to Mary and her little lamb.
a little bit.
And you know, the interesting thing again, right? Signs and patterns.
Yes.
Right? The blood of the lamb defeats the snake. And we're reading that in the Bible in ancient times. At the time that was written, it was not understood yet in science the full implications, but duly note today in science that deals with when a person comes into toxins associated with venom. Do you not know it's an established fact that the blood of a lamb is used today for snake bites?
That's fact, brother.
It's a fact.
Whoa.
And still, it gets deeper, right? Because the blood of the lamb defeats the snake. What are we really talking about? Well, the Bible says the life of the flesh is the blood. So
It's the blood.
the blood as a veil is concealing something even greater, which is the soul. Right? So if the blood of the lamb defeats the serpent, then what are we truly saying? Our souls, in righteous preparation indeed, have the power to overcome the obstacle within us. And that's the highest in Revelation. You have no ops. You have no enemies. It's all a manifestation of something internally within you that the universe graciously brings into your presence for you to externally battle whilst internally fixing.
Yo, brother. Yo. I gotta tell y'all, Sheik Seven and Brother McGriff, have y'all ever been in the physical presence of Brother Zion Lexx?
No.
Nah.
Let me tell y'all something. They invited me to come to the synagogue right after the debate with Brother Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
I and some other Moorish Americans went. And of course, you don't know what to expect. So out of respect, we didn't wear fezzes. We wore kufis, right?
Yeah.
Bro, we got there. Just the energy and the feel and everything. Listen.
In a temple meeting.
It was hard to, bro, we thought we was in the temple meeting.
Listen, we had a brother there named Chief Joshua, and let Grand Sheikh
Yep.
Sharif Bey tell you, our brother Chief Joshua, he had a whole fez on.
Sure did.
Even as I interviewed one of my teachers, it's through his children that I come into this way of life. We call him Crown Prince Zarishadai. He told us in the mid 50s, 60s, and 70s, and this goes back to the Canaanite Moorish temples.
Yes, sir.
All Israelites from New York to Chicago wore their fez.
Ooh, you already know. You already know. Prince Yaakov still does in Chicago.
Listen, and that's the teacher of my teacher, Nasi Yaakov, and his son,
Yeah.
Prince Yaakov. Today, he still wear fez. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know, again, we're so fixated on distinctions and differences.
Come on, brother.
My father told me years ago that in conversation, the wise seek to identify the things that unite, while the unwise and unlearned seek to identify the things that divide. And then automatically you see where the flow of wisdom is.
That's what Surah 49, Ayat 13 in the Quran in Mecca states. Surely we have made you, O man, from a single male and female into nations and tribes that you may know one another.
Come on.
And not despise the other.
Come on. Imagine me looking at my brother in his hour and moment of challenge and suffering, and he looks low, and actually thinking to myself, arrogating to myself that I am better than him. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. In fact, the beauty of knowledge is that in that moment, my very thinking is reflected of him because I'm low vibrational. You see, again, on the level of wisdom, all men are one.
That's a fact.
There's no differentiation. If there's anything that divides us, it's the inability to tap into the divine that lies within.
Right. Oh, and I'll add to that, our individual inability to see the commonality behind the outward illusion.
Come on.
You know, like what you just said about you know, our true adversary is between our shoulders.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
What in our literature, how do we say it? The only devil that man must be redeemed from is self.
It's self.
He would find his devil, he must look within. His name is self. If he would find his savior, he must look within. But it says, when the demon self is dethroned, then we sit the savior love on the throne.
Come on.
Like the brother just said, you know, everything we see on the outside is just an externalization of that dynamic battle.
Come on. Come on.
You know, you get rid of the thing casting the shadow disappears too.
That's right. That's right.
Just saying that everything that we experience in this external manifest is only a reflux of things happening in a higher dimension.
That's
Come on,
right.
brother.
That's right. You see, because thoughts and ideas don't have shape and form, we're unable to recognize the patterns that they create. And so as a result, we're unable to grasp and see that every thought we have, every verbalization of thought we produce, if not on par with the divine within, is shaping and molding the environment within us and manifesting for us the very thing that we are speaking and thinking. And the whole time we on social media, even displaying firearms, because, you know, I got ops.
Right.
You know, this is my op, even though that's my brother.
Right.
We gotta go and we gonna do a drill. The whole time, it's your thoughts and it's your speech manifested before your very eyes and brought before you, not to draw blood, but to draw wisdom.
Woo!
The Bible says, before you go to war, first offer peace.
Come on. Come on.
Nobody thinks about the implications of that.
Come on, bro.
The reason you're going to war is because it's a manifestation of something happening internally within the camp.
Got it.
So you must first offer peace.
Yes.
Pray for the peace of the city, because in its peace you will have peace.
You will have peace. Mm-hmm. Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm. And just like that book, The Art of War, you know, the first rule of engagement is not to engage at all.
Come on.
Engage.
Come on. You know, we were taught, and hip hop made it dope to hear, turn the other cheek and I'll break your chin.
Right.
We was taught that was weak.
Right.
No, that's not weak.
It's not weak.
Because you do it every day when your mama talk crazy to you. I know you turn the other cheek. You do it when your grandma say something you don't like. I know you turn the other cheek.
That's a fact, you do.
You do it when dealing with challenged individuals that you see potential in, if you're vibrating on the right level. You also turn the other cheek in those moments.
Come on, brother.
You see, the ability to avoid in time, space, and action the offenses of my brother really testifies to the greatness of the man within. Right? Which is why Yeshua will go on to say, how many times will your brother offend you and you still do what? Forgive him.
Come on, brother.
70 times 7.
70 times 7.
Is that the fact that it's really an actual number? No, that's not the fact. But 7 is a reflection of judgment, so that's why that's used. But the idea is, what parameter would you build around the inability for your brother to get back in peace with you?
Woo.
I hope that's none.
Woo.
I should always allow room and space for my brother to enter my space, because after all, that is my brother. And as such, that is an aspect of who I am. That is an aspect of the family tree. Therefore, that's an aspect of the full spectrum of the divine.
Bro, that's so deep right there, Mo, and it's personal to me because, wow, if you don't offer your brother an opportunity for redemption, you are literally saying you yourself are not worthy of it.
That's right. That's right.
Whoa.
That's right. Imagine the gall. And you know, as men, sometimes we can be full of gall.
Yes.
Father, I'm going through this. Please have mercy. Whole time your brother asking you for mercy and you shrugging him off.
Ain't that crazy?
Well, how does the one that unites the many, how does the all that is manifested in the one, how is the one that is the all, how do you go to it, how do you go to him for mercy, yet you don't have mercy, forgiveness, and grace for your brother? You know, the universe is beautiful if we stand still and observe.
Yes, sir.
100%.
One of the greatest ironies of the universe is the thing you desire, you must first become.
Woo.
You want mercy, become merciful.
Woo.
You want love, show love. You want greatness, become great.
Become great.
One of the greatest ironies of the universe. You want to learn the secret to manifesting? Train yourself to become the thing you seek to manifest.
Listen, I gotta run, y'all. I had to pop in, though. I had to make the time. Yo, listen, I had 2 Sunday schools today. Brother Zion Lexx, yo, I appreciate you, brother, man.
Appreciate
Next
you too,
time-
brother.
next
You know,
time
when you
you
come in the room, the battery's in my back and we got to go up a little bit. So I thank you. I thank you.
Yo, I'm gonna be in the town. I plan to be in the town Saturday. I'm gonna be in Rutherford, New Jersey Sunday.
Okay. We can connect. We can
Yes,
absolutely connect.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
We
sir.
can definitely connect, man. And let's make that happen. I would love that, man.
Brother, let's
I
make
would
it
love
happen.
that. All right.
Let's make it happen.
Thank
Yes,
you for
sir.
joining, man.
Oh, you already know, brothers. Brothers, thank you all for. I saw it. I had to hit my brother. I said, yo, send me the show link real quick. Yo, listen. Sheik 7, Brother Jarvis, we got to do another. I want to collab with our brother Zion Lexx on this topic of Jesus, bro.
Let's do it.
I love that.
Let's do it.
Yes,
this is
it is,
especially we can tie it into the current geopolitical situation right now.
Right now.
That's
right.
Absolutely.
So when we doing this?
Let me get back to you all. I gotta, yo, man. I know. You know what I'm saying? But let me get back to you all.
I need that gold.
Yes.
I need the elixir.
I got you.
Brother Sharif, before you leave.
I got you. Zion, I'm going to bring you a bottle. Probably.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. But before you leave.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't disrupt the algorithm a little bit by being a little controversial.
Let's go.
Sometimes I want to speak to the people in the cheap seats.
Yes.
But I have a high message, man.
Yes, sir.
I thank Allah for your life.
Ooh.
I truly do. Because we all have a potential. We all are laying bricks.
Yes, sir.
We all are doing the work.
Yes, sir.
But no two men are alike.
That's a fact.
And so I especially thank Allah.
Yes, sir.
For your life.
Brother, I'm not sure how I would say it in your tradition, but the ineffable.
Come on.
That four letter name for the ineffable.
Come on.
Right?
Come on.
That's so sacred we can't say it.
Come on.
I thank him for you, brother.
That's right.
I thank him for you because through the illusion of difference, I see such a closeness and commonality. When we first met, it was like we've known each other for decades.
For decades.
It's crazy.
You know why?
Yo.
Because we have.
Just like with you, bro. Yo.
Yes, sir.
When I first met Zion Lexx, no lie, he ain't never heard me say this. One of the things that was like a direct link and affinity for me is that Zion Lexx got a real silent. You know what he got? He got the edge of an assassin on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he does.
He got the edge of an assassin on him. He's that dude that's super quiet, that's super polite, but got 20 bodies. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I said, I can
help you look for the killer with the word of. Help you look for the killer with the murder weapon in my back pocket.
Bro, come on. Come on. I call the search warrant. You know what I'm saying? I said, this is my guy right here.
God is great, man. God is great. God is great.
Yes, sir.
And one thing I want to say too, man, about you, Zion, is that I speak about you often because, here in Charlotte, I come across many Hebrew Israelites. And I always tell them that the most educated Hebrew that I know is a brother named Zion Lexx.
Come on,
and a lot of them know you. A lot of them know that they're already on your YouTube page. They follow you. So, brother, I want to say, man, I thank Yahweh for your life.
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anybody like you.
Come on.
Anybody like you, man. The world is in such a need for more individuals like yourself and Brother Sharif and Brother McGriff Field.
Yes, sir.
We need more of you born.
No, that's a fact. Listen, I want to say this real quick before I jump off. That's to your point, Sheik 7, Brother Zion Lexx.
Yes.
The level of reverence that the Hebrew community has, even when it comes down to, and I have to put up air quotes, the name of deity, right? is so profound. I just want to say that those of us that are real, true students of Prophet Drew Ali are instructed by Prophet Drew Ali to have the same reverence.
Come on.
And I'm going to show you where in our Quran questionnaire it asks this question. It doesn't say, what's the name of God? As if God could be named.
Come on.
It says, to whom do we refer to at times?
Come on. Come on.
God.
To name is to define, and how do you define that which has no limitation?
Come on, brother.
Whoa.
See?
Whoa.
You can only name things, and
That's
the
right.
ineffable is beyond things.
That's right. Names are applied to that which is captured in thought.
Woof.
And I know and I know we are unable
Unable, bro.
to capture that thought.
Unable.
It's called incomprehensible.
God is great, man. God is great, man. God is great, man. Again, it's spaces like this, it's think tanks like this that allow us to grow. And if only more brothers and sisters, when we came together to discourse, had first and foremost a humble spirit and a genuine spirit, the desire to want truth, as opposed to the desire to want fame, the desire to want exaltation, and the desire to want a name. You know, most people, and especially our people, do in fact possess the skill set to become not only called but chosen, to not only be on the stage but to play the main part. The problem is most people don't want to take part on the stage unless their name is encased in the lights. And that's where I love a person by the name of David. King David says, in your house, I'm comfortable with being a doorman.
How about that, brother?
And that has more implication than we even conceive.
Yo, that's so deep, bro. Because we're plagued in the conscious community with the type of people that our brother Zion Lexx was just talking about. We're plagued with those types that want us to win. They just want to be the reason we win.
Brother Sharif, you're familiar with some of my journey.
Yes.
I wasn't a name until 2015, but my journey begins in 1994.
Woo!
I didn't write a book until 2016, but my journey begins in 1994. How is it that with zero to little time, people got books, communities, establishments? You see, our problem is not simply knowledge. It's the inability to amass and collect it before one goes out to teach. I'm pretty sure that's an anomaly even in the Moorish community.
Absolutely, brother.
People haven't finished being taught, and I know we could never finish being taught, but you know what I'm saying. Right. People haven't met the bare minimum and dare to call themselves teacher. You haven't met the bare minimum in student instruction, but when you disagree with your teacher, your community, and various establishments, well, now you set up shop somewhere else and you dare to call yourself teacher. And then we sit back and wonder why there are so many people without true, right, and sound teaching.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, yo,
a lot
brother,
of ego tripping.
I'm not going to let you get away, Sharif.
What happened?
I'm going to ask a question.
Sure, right? Go ahead.
And it's going to spark a dialogue, and it could go all night.
See, here we go.
The reason, no. The reason why I'm going to ask the question, because this question is going to be the precursor to when y'all come back.
Okay, say no more. Go ahead.
What is the issue, the main issue? And I'm asking this for both of y'all. I'm going to have y'all, both of y'all can answer it. When it comes to, because when I walk around in my city,
yes, sir,
the two most prominent groups that I see in the conscious community that exists here
Yes.
are us,
Yes.
the nation,
Yes.
and our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Where is the disconnect between us as Moors and our brothers and sisters as Hebrew Israelites? Where does the disconnect come from, and what sources of information could we possibly give that could alleviate or
I want to jump on this really quick because I really got to run. But let me just say that, man, oh man, that's so deep. We have to demonstrate. Okay, I'm just gonna be short. Here, watch this. Me being around my brother Zion Lexx in the public eye, we demonstrated through our viewed relationship with each other. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because then people are like, but you are more. How you rocking with and Hebrew Israelites? But hold on, but you see what I'm saying? Yes, my brother, shout out to my brother Orel Muhammad. He's part of the Allah team. That's my guy. That's my brother, right?
To the brother. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Same with him. We're talking online, and we may be seen together. People are going like, but. You remember the Nation of Islam, and you remember it goes back to what our brother Zion Lexx just said earlier, right? Less educated people, less enlightened people judge people by their clothes and not what's inside the clothes.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying? And if I'm judging, man,
imagine looking at a sign.
Yes.
That lets you know that there's a dead end. And if you go any further, your car is falling off the cliff.
Yep.
And then looking at that sign, you say, well, the sign looked dingy and dirty, so maybe it's dated and maybe I should just keep driving. In other words, we're on our way to death, judging things and peoples by appearance and not paying attention to the message.
Come on.
You're going to drive your car clear off that cliff, fixating on how the road sign looks rather than being fixated on the message.
Our brother says Yeshua and I say Jesus. And now we go gangbang.
Come on. How stupid is that? Come on.
You see what I'm saying? It's dumb, man.
It's dumb. You're right. Even as I'm going to say Elohim.
Yes.
I'm also going to say Allah.
Woo.
And somebody going to say, but ain't they different?
Right.
No. Not at all.
See,
not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
See that?
Don't get into etymology and we start talking about Islam.
That's another show.
We could really have fun.
See, that's another show.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's always an honor, and more importantly, it's always a blessing and a privilege to serve in this capacity.
Yes, sir.
Everybody knows me as Zion Lexx, and I always throw out a disclaimer and a subsequent reminder that that's a stage name. Those who really know me know that my name is Avdiel Ben Levi.
That's right, Avdiel Ben Levi.
And you can't say Avdiel, Abdul. Oh, wow. Avdiel, El, singular for Elohim, Allah, Abdullah. Wow. Avdiel is no different from Abdullah.
They ain't catch it, brother.
The servant of who? Allah. My name means servant. And so, going back now to David's message, David said, I would be content with being, in reference to God and his station, David says, I would be content with being a doorman in your palace. I say this to people who ever actually spoke to a doorman.
Exactly.
You will realize something interesting.
Come on.
Get your notebook out, get your pen out, and be ready to take notes on life. Woo. You see, you walk past the doorman every day and you look down on him because first and foremost, he's serving you. And somebody told you that being served means that someone is subservient to you,
Right.
not realizing that someone serving you, someone being there for you, is the highest reflection of what we call love.
Yes.
And those are the truly enlightened people. Your mama served you. She's subservient to you. Your daddy served you. He's subservient to you. The Almighty God is serving you. How's he serving me? He's giving you life.
He gives you being. Your brother Zion Lexx, see, yeah, I'm in trouble already officially, but check this real quick.
Yeah.
Brother Zion Lexx, I'm going to share a story with you out of our literature about Jesus and a particular Hebrew feast, the Feast of the Pasch. They all were traveling, right? Everybody in Nazareth had traveled to attend the Feast of the Pasch. They're on their way back. Mary and Joseph realize Jesus is missing. And this is to your point about service and about the doorman. Jesus is missing. They spend 2 days looking for him. Nobody knows where he is until they ask who? The doorman to the temple. They say, oh, he's in the temple disputing with the doctors of the law.
And that is essentially towards the point I'm landing at.
Yes.
We look down at the doorman because he's subservient. He's always in service. And this world taught us that's someone to look down at, not realizing the implications. If wisdom is gleaned and gained from all who we come in contact with, then to whom has wisdom made herself more available?
The doorman who serves all.
And so, in just reflecting on my name, my teacher told me that we find our calling in harmonizing and even selecting our name.
That's fact.
You know, when I was coming up in the Israelite community, what's your name, brother? Lionel, Judah. What's your name, brother? Oh, Captain Tazariak, but they call me Captain Crunch. Shots fired. I told you I'm here to edutain. In other words, I grew around people that rather than finding the wisdom in our journey and selecting our name on that, everyone pretty much sought to identify with external power, strength, and said pursuit of greatness, not realizing that the road towards all of those things begins with servitude. Every person great at something was in service to someone under said thing. Show me a leader, and I know you are also showing me someone who once followed. You are not a leader without service. You are not great without putting in work. I'm gonna stop.
Yo, listen, I'm in trouble, man. Love y'all, brother.
God is great.
Brother, I'm gonna hit you, Zion Lexx.
Well, honest,
listen,
man.
I'm gonna hit you all tomorrow.
All right.
All right, Joel. Peace.
Take care, brother.
Take care. Bro.
You building.
Bro, this is one.
It's always a pleasure, man.
Hey,
it's always a pleasure. It's always an honor.
I want to bring you back. Because
honor.
I want to ask, and this is one of the next shows that when you find your time. And it's a topic that I think has not been addressed, not that I've heard, scholastically, in a sense that you could. Why Israelite? I want to talk about the identity of being Israelite.
Okay.
I would love for you to just dig in it and go in, because I think many of our brothers and sisters attempt to, and myself included, attempt to define what that is and why,
Mm.
without the proper, but not without the proper tools.
Come on.
And I think it would be it would be a disservice, especially on Let's Think podcast, being that I do a lot of Islamic talks. You know, we have a lot of shows on Islam. I think it would be a disservice not to have you come back and demonstrate that, man.
High honors. High honors. Can I leave you with a teaser?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
And it's going to be a controversial teaser at that.
I love controversy.
Yes, sir.
Being an Israelite is greater, more than nationality.
Whoa.
Many Israelites have this uncanny perception that an Israelite is reflective of a people group. And yea and nay, yes and no. I say that because the deepest part of our tradition tells us that the name Israel arose in thought at the advent of creation.
Oh.
Israel represents a spiritual idea, and anyone in harmony with said idea is an Israelite. Therefore, consider the convert. When a person converts and follows the laws of the Torah, what is he or she called? A Jew or an Israelite. But they're not nationally and bloodline connected. But in spirit, in action, in word, and in deed, they are connected. Because the idea of an Israelite transcends borders, the land of Israel. The idea of an Israelite transcends tribe, nation, and people. The idea of an Israelite is he or she who is in pursuit of a relationship with God finds that and remains steadfast in covenant. And anyone that becomes that in thought, speech, and action is an Israelite.
Amen.
You sure you ain't got no Circus 7 Quran besides this? I'm just wondering, brother. I'm just wondering. Because you done broke down so many chapters without saying the chapter in the verse. Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I don't know what august body or mystery school that my brother is initiated into, but I know he's he's an initiate.
Oh, yeah.
That goes without question.
Yeah. I understand the oneness.
Yeah.
I feel the oneness.
Yes,
In the
sir.
words of my teacher, a hint to the wise is sufficient.
I feel that.
I feel
It's
that.
a beautiful system.
It is.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Happens
sir.
to be veiled in allegory. And it's illustrated through signs and symbols. I mean, I'm just playing.
You're not playing. He's not playing. He's not playing.
That might go over a lot of people's heads, but not these two.
Not these two. Yeah, I caught that one. I caught that one like a batch catch.
You know, Jesus was on that ladder with all his tools.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Absolutely.
And those are the
Absolutely.
workshop of the
And
mind.
that, and that alone, have you ever? Just that key alone, bro, makes you ask yourself,
Come on.
why was he on a ladder, going to a roof with a compass in his school? That should make you think.
Come on. Come on. Come
It should
on.
make you think. Why would he be on the ladder going to a roof with a compass in his school?
And with that plumb line.
Bro, like, the prophet said, if I could get you to think,
Say yourself.
And unfortunately, a lot of us think just because we got thoughts in our head that we're thinking.
Come on. Come on. As the plumb line is a measure of character and righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
The plumb line in the ancient world is used to measure the straightness of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, it becomes the symbol for those that are initiated, right?
Yes, sir.
You know what that symbol is called in Hebrew? The actual Hebrew word for plumb line?
What's that?
Ankh.
Huh?
Literally, Ankh. Right in the Hebrew Bible. Do you know the oldest representation of the Egyptian Ankh is a plumb line?
Bro.
I mean, there's a reason why we say it's a beautiful system, veiled in allegory and illustrated through signs and symbols. But I'm just playing. I don't know
No,
nothing.
you're not. No, you're not playing. You're not playing. No, you're not.
Hey,
One thing beautiful about being in front of or behind the veil is you always know your comrades through the way in which we speak and the language that we choose to speak. You know, when you're with your family, you can have a conversation with them in front of people that speak English and nobody know what you're talking about. The beautiful thing about certain systems is that we can have a conversation and only we know what we're talking about.
right on.
I would say more, but I don't know nothing, so I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hey, yo, that means you know a lot of, you know a whole bunch
For
of people
real.
said that.
Hey,
That
in the
lets me know
strips,
how much you know just because you said that.
and hey, people, pick up that Bible and read it, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
You
right.
got to pick up that Bible and read it, man.
That's
Hey
right.
man, everybody, I encourage everybody. I'm finna sign. I think I need to come on over to the Torah Academy, man.
Anytime you're ready, good brother.
Get me
Anytime
some
you're
of
good
that
ready,
work.
man.
I need some of that work over there.
We have some incredible and emerging leaders and teachers. I am one among them. It's a place of peace. It's a place of thought. It's a place of growth. And we treasure, revere, and cultivate that space with high honor, man. We have people from different time zones, different cultures, different ethnicities. What I mean differences is all a veil because we all one.
We all one.
And so the academy is geared towards teaching and bringing truth, and therefore naturally it attracts everyone. Yeah, man.
So tell me, I'm gonna drop back this one because I know I got this question right. I know we've been speaking about Yeshua, so this is gonna line right up. We talk about in the Bible it's known that Yeshua was called the Word, right?
Hmm.
Words in a common sense are constructed by letters, right?
That's right.
Letters are signs and symbols, right?
Come on.
So when it comes to the Hebraic language and the letters of the Hebraic language, in what way do they relate to creation?
Excellent. We are told that the Creator spoke the world into existence. Yehi or, wa yehi or, let there be light. Right? We are told, Wayomer Elohim, and God said. Speech is the tool of creation. We even learn in quantum physics and even sematics the relationship between sound and matter. There's a series of videos online, on YouTube especially, if anyone was to type in sematics, spelled with a C, sematics, that demonstrates the awe and power in relationship between sound and matter and how one influences the other. and they show how certain sound waves, vibrations played at various frequencies create perfect symmetrical shapes we find in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Science also knows that there's a relationship between sound and healing. It's called auricular healing. The idea that various melodies and tunes and frequencies played at the right vibration can introduce healing. I say that to say the relationship between creation and speech is certainly one of, if not the mystery. And if rightfully tapped into, we are absolutely connected with the divine. Everything you speak becomes something. Therefore, both in Hebrew and Arabic, the word for thing and speech is the same word. In Hebrew, we say dabar, speak, thing. Why is it in Hebrew and in Arabic that words denoting speech also denote things? Because everything you speak becomes something.
Mm-hmm.
Your speech shape and molds the environment around you. Going back to what we said earlier, the op we think we have is a manifestation of the things that we think and speak. And so, again, as a teaser and even as a closing thought, if we guard that which issues from our mouth, which in this sense we're saying speech, then we are well on our way in our journey of life, because speech has the ability, when spoken and carved with insight, to create, shape, and mold your environment towards your potential greatness. And the misappropriation of that ability renders us in the positions that we find ourselves in. So most of us with a little age, we don't really have an ear anymore for certain types of music. One of the greatest arguments we find in hip hop still is, who was better, Biggie, Nas, or Jay-Z? And then some people isolate Nas because, you know, people don't like Nas because he did what he did to Jay. And I'm from Brooklyn at that, but I'm going to admit that he did what he did to Jay. So people will isolate Nas from the conversation and keep Biggie and Jay-Z. Who's the greater one? And I might lose my bedside Brownsville but Flatbush stripes when I say Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean I don't respect and value Biggie. But the difference between Biggie and Jay-Z for me is Biggie died before time was allotted and allowed for there to be evolution in the music. What Jay raps about today is different from Reasonable Doubt. Jay rapped about the come up and the things that led to the come up, and that's the Jay that most of us grew up on and we know. The Jay of today is one of growth. Jay is showing you how to get it the right way. He began showing you how to get it the wrong way. Biggie's music, unfortunately, remained low vibrational. We still bop to it because we all grew up in the struggle and we can resonate with it, and it got a hook and the beat is dope. But the reality is Jay-Z produced a much higher vibration of music because there was evolution in thought and speech. And that's what I'm saying. We got to get to the level where we're able to evolve in thought and speech. And once we do that, it follows that we would evolve in action. And so again, in conversation, the first thing that I do is I listen before I speak. Because perhaps the person speaking may know something that I don't know, and perhaps they may have the right answer, and perhaps I may be wrong. And if that is such the case, that's a good thing. We're trained to think that having the wrong answer is a bad thing. You know, being an educator for so many years, I learned something. In certain settings, not too many students will interact in class. Why? Because of the fear of having the wrong answer.
Mm-hmm.
Go to where philosophers convene, seekers of wisdom. What is the modality of learning and training in philosophical schools? Asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Who is wise? You have to ask questions. In questions lies wisdom, right? So why be afraid to have the wrong answer? I'll land with this last thought. We can't get to the answer until we overcome the fear of being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Overcoming the fear of being wrong takes one attribute: humility. Once you conquer that, everything else falls into play. And with that, I hope that I was heard. I pray that I was received, and I'm honored for this moment in history.
Brother, we almost honored to have you. This has been so
Brother, man, you've been heard and seen.
heard and seen. What did God say? A seen and heard everywhere. Yes, sir.
Max.
Hey, man.
God is great.
Yeah, absolutely all the time. Um, I just want to say thank you again, brother Zion. You are, bro. You just don't, man. Man. Hey, man, you're a tool in the hands of the Most High, most definitely. And I just want to continue to encourage you to, you know, I know it's so much in store for you. You got a lot going on, and you probably sometimes get there. I can't do it so much, man. Hey, man, just keep pressing forward, bro. And I send my love, I send my peace, shalom to all of my Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, those under the sound of your voice, and those that are not. Um, and I just I'm gonna keep you in my prayers, my du'as, and brother, man, I just want to say honest and gratitude. Thank you. Yeah, I truly enjoyed this dialogue tonight.
Likewise.
Received, brothers. Thank you again for the invite.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the stage and again the moment in history. And may every step that we take towards the divine bring us closer to realizing that the divine we seek dwells within. And the more that we seek the divine from within, the more that we will manifest destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well received.
Absolutely.
All right,
Peace.
brothers. Thank you.
All right, brother.
Peace.
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 Everybody in the chat, honest and gratitude for everybody in the chat. Please hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button right now. Um, you can still donate to the channel. You can super chat. Um, the Cash App is pinned in the comment section. So if you care to donate to the Cash App, feel free to. Um, please share to keep your people well. Please share on your social medias. Please share. Um, Brother Orlando, I'm finna go ahead and give you a moderator. I'll make you a moderator in here, brother. Yeah,
That brother been
I
in
like your
that brother been
spirit.
in the chat.
Yeah, he's in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a wrench, because he's definitely in the building. He's always active on social media, always shares our posts and shares the info, shares our stuff. So absolutely. Um, Brother Cypher Ill, yeah, that's our brother Zion Lexx. He's a Hebrew Israelite. Tonight's show wasn't necessarily primarily centered around the teachings of the prophet, our prophet Noble Drew Ali. However, the conversation and the dialogue was most definitely congruent, I must say. If you enjoyed tonight, make sure you hit the thumbs up, share to your social media, share to keep your people aware. Um, Inshallah, we do have a show coming up with our brother Sharif Ani Bay. We're gonna be talking about this Nolan Wells thing. So,
Okay then.
which is definitely it's a sensitive topic right now, but it's definitely a dialogue and a discussion that needs to be had. And that Officer Tatum guy is just, oh my God.
Hey man, it's
We got
always one.
Yeah, I do have some good news. I have some good news. I'm breathing. I'm able to sit in front of this computer and speak to you, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. What we do got new coming. We got a few shows. I do have a guest coming. I'm just trying to situate it. I wasn't gonna say anything until it was that time, but I'm gonna have our sister Sophia Stewart come through.
Okay.
Yeah, our sister Sophia Stewart. She's kind of controversial in the social media world because she's. Let me just say it. She says she's the creator of Terminator and the Matrix. That's her stuff. It was stolen. So we're gonna bring her to the platform and give her an opportunity to build with the brothers and the sisters about her journey and what she's experienced.
Indeed.
That should be a good one.
Let me. Hey, to answer the retro. What's new in my life? I'm an uncle now. So yeah, I'm an uncle, man.
Uncle now.
I'm an uncle, man. My nephew came into this world 7 pounds, 19 inches long. Beautiful, healthy baby boy. He done brought the joy in our family's life. Truly a blessing to see everybody smile and just enjoy turning over a new leaf and sparking a new idea to know it's something to live for. Even if it's not your children, it's something to live for.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
That's definitely new in my life at this present moment.
My brother Retro asked another question. He also says,
what's something new you discovered about yourself?
Yeah, let me tell you something. I just discovered that in so many ways we think we know ourselves. But we're constantly learning something about ourselves. So I realized that with all the knowledge that I gain about myself, there's always something else to learn. And what I've learned to do is to note my weaknesses, because in so many ways we're so quick to acknowledge or point out where we're good. But lack the courage to truly look your mess in the face. So I'm learning to know my weaknesses, and I'm finding out I have quite a few. No. But praise be to Allah, one thing that Allah gave us, right along with these vices, these foes, one thing that Allah gave us is resolution. So, I'm learning resolution. That's where I'm at. Not too much. Not nothing major. This is very, 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 Hey, man, I'm learning to be simplistic. There's depth in simplicity. And, that's what I'm learning. Hey.
Praise Allah. What I'm learning more is to slow down and enjoy the bigger picture.
Absolutely.
Not to be in a rush to get to the future or the destination. Just slowing down and just enjoying the scenery and enjoying the new people that I'm meeting and enjoying the new me. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been studying and enjoying the new me.
The new you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, I strive to greet the new me every morning
Mm-hmm.
because though we strive, I strive to be remainable. I strive to be a better me every day.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I'm successful at that or not, you know, that's neither here nor there. You know, uh, Allah knows best. However, that's what I mean. I strive to wake up to a new me every day, a better me every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because with every breath, every moment, man, it's another opportunity to make the crooked line straight.
Fact.
You know, and I'm also learning. I'm learning not to be so hard on myself.
That too.
You know, it's another thing that I'm learning
Mm-hmm.
because right along with all the stress that the world can give us and does give us, why should I add more?
Right.
We gotta also remember this. In the Holy Quran, the Most Science Temple of America, it teaches us that what man does for man, he does for
Allah.
what man does to man. We gotta realize that you are man, I am man, and we gotta watch how we treat ourselves, brother.
Mm-hmm.
We're so quick. Well, I shouldn't do that to them. What about yourself? Bag Lady, you remember that song?
Real song.
Okay, if you're not a lady, you're a man. Take the lady off, put man. Bag man, trash man. Travel light. Lessen your load. We put a lot of things on ourselves that, you know, are so unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning to pay attention to that. You know, let's say this. I would love to say I'm getting younger, right? But however, I'll be 46 next month. I must watch how I treat myself.
Facts. I tell my clients that every day, Maz. Pick and choose the battles in the age bracket you in. It'll help you move further in life.
Absolutely. And you know, you can keep your foot on the devil's neck without putting it on your own. Love yourself. Give yourself some love. Whatever that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness is the science of life, man. You know, and we should, and you know, praise be to Allah, I found my happiness in Allah.
Mm-hmm.
Praise be to Allah. So, everybody, we about to get up out of here. Appreciate the questions. Appreciate y'all kicking it with us. Absolutely. Absolutely, brother Retro, man, listen, it is definitely a blessing. 46 years is definitely a blessing, especially when I was faced with my own, my own mortality, in the year 2020, when I couldn't, I suffered a very serious ordeal, and I'm lucky to be here. You know, I'm blessed to be here. Let me take that word back. I ain't no luck about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blessed to be here. Um, and inshallah, I have many more birthdays. Let's just get to this one first.
Right.
Let's just get to this one first.
Hey, Mo, one step at a time.
Yeah.
And they say, you worried about that mule again, brother. Just hold the line, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir, brother Orlando. I know that's what you're talking about, brother. Yeah, I know that's what you're talking about, brother. Yes, sir. But look, man, y'all go ahead and hit that like button.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely gotta be in the bed.
Now.
Get ready for this week to start. Dang.
Come back so
Look at
fast,
this, brother. Huh?
I say the weekend go by so fast.
Hey, man, like I'm blinking, it's all over with.
Mm-hmm.
Blinking, it's all over with. But you know what, man? I'm learning to be happiest when I tour.
Oh, yeah. Happy is when we tour, Mo.
Feels great to be able to take care of family. It feels great to be responsible. It feels great. I'm going to tell you something, man. Nothing feels better than providing.
Oh, man, yeah.
Even though it gets strenuous and we go through things to be able to do so.
Mm-hmm.
But I take pride in it. It feels good. Them pockets get them rabbity or sometimes they don't feel too good.
Hey. Like they say, Mo, I know when to stay at the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What that song say? Know when to hold and know when to fold.
Oh, bro. Hey, bro. Bro, they ain't living by that demonstration no more. This new day and time, boy, they got that thing they call spin that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with this demonstration here. I ain't with that narrative. No, sir.
Nah. I ain't on that train either, Mo.
No, sir. No, sir.
Mm-hmm. That's for the rich and the
Yeah.
famous, Mo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we're finna get up out of here. Islam to family, peace, love, shalom to my Hebrew brothers and sisters, hotel. Assalamu
All the good
alaikum.
stuff.
All that good stuff. Yeah. And we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Y'all make sure y'all come back here. Peace.